What's going on, people? How you doing today? In this video, I'm about to reveal to you signs and symbols that have been trying to direct you towards a big financial blessing. You have to understand this. The moment that you had that vision of yourself winning the lottery, the moment that you asked the universe, I want a big financial blessing in my life, the universe has been conspiring to make this happen to you. The universe has been directing you with signs and symbols and all of these different synchronicities around you that are going to guide you to that big financial blessing. And a lot of the times people miss these signs that I'm about to mention to you in this video. Now, one of the most important signs is finding money, finding coins. You understand? When you have abundance coming in your life, a lot of the times people will walk right over a penny. They'll walk and they won't even care nothing about it. The universe was just trying to send you abundance. When you have the frequency and the vibration of, I'm receiving this money, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, thank you for this coin that I just found, then you're broadcasting a signal of gratitude. You're letting the universe know that you are ready and willing and open to accept any and all abundance that it's trying to send you in your life right now. It's very important not to take this for granted. Also, when you find this penny, this quarter, this nickel, was it on heads? Heads also represents good luck. Now, another thing is, where did you find this money at? Were you walking outside of the store where you just got through shopping at? You find a quarter on heads. That quarter is telling you good blessings is about to happen, right? But why don't you walk back in there and just feel that, feel the air, feel the vibration in there and look at the cashier and say, let me get a Powerball with a power play. Let me get a mega and a lotto with an extra shot. You understand? That's the universe also letting you know, go back in there and play because you're about to get a big lottery win. You have to pay attention to this. And also, if you are the kind of person that looks in the sky, and like I said in one of my last videos, nature will always send you signs. You look up, you see birds flying in a V shape, just flying. For one, the V stands for victory, right? And then you also have to pay attention to where the V, what direction they're flying in. You understand? Because that's also an arrow. Where are they pointing to? Are they pointing towards a Citgo gas station? Are they pointing towards the 7-Eleven? That's also a message telling you to go in there and play at that place. And also, when you see the birds flying in that V shape, it's also a forward momentum of prosperity that's about to enter your life. That is definitely a sign from the universe, nature. The universe will always use nature to let you know that you are being directed towards a big financial blessing in your life. Now, another sign, people, and this one is something that you'll never think about. You're just chilling, right? You're relaxing. All of a sudden, 3 random cars pass you. Not just any cars, green cars, the color green. You understand? This is something that doesn't happen on a regular basis. This happens like as soon as something big's about to happen in your life. What direction are these cars going in? You understand? Where are they? What direction are they going towards? Like I said, towards a spot you're looking, you're like, oh, snap. I just saw 3 green cars and they're going towards that big 7-Eleven right there, that Shell gas station, that Thornton gas station. You understand? The universe is letting you know that's the spot right there. Go play right there. That's where you need to go. And also, the 3 green cars is also a frequency of growth and financial acceleration. You have to understand this. When you see this, this is a sign and a symbol that you are being directed towards that big financial blessing. That's all it takes. It's all it takes, that frequency of gratitude. Now, this is another sign, and this is nature. You're just relaxing, and all of a sudden, a bird comes very close to you. Birds don't randomly do that. That bird is a sign that unexpected wealth is approaching in your personal space because this bird came into your personal space. Now, not only don't pay attention to the bird, right? But also pay attention to the color and what kind of bird it is. When it comes to animals all have their own symbolic representation of things that are going on in our life, especially when it comes to wealth, when it comes to abundance. And colors also have a different meaning. So you have to pay attention to all of this. It's very important that when you go through any of these signs that I'm mentioning in this video, try to be a person that's always aware of the thoughts that you're having at that moment when you saw the V shape of the birds or this bird came close to you or you're picking up money. You have to understand, when it comes to God sending you a message, it's like I said, it's always going to come through you first. So if you're living in the past and you're living in the future and you're not just living in the present moment right now, you will miss a lot of these different signs that's going on because your mind, your thoughts in this present moment is where you need to be. Seeing this bird coming close to you, and you're thinking about wealth and you're standing in a certain place and, you're thinking about playing the lottery at a certain place. When this bird comes close to you, that's a major sign. It's your time. Go do what you were just thinking about. Go play that lottery ticket. Go make that investment. Go start that business. You understand? Anything that's going to direct you towards that financial freedom, it's your time right now. You understand? The universe is sending you these signs and symbols. Now, another sign that a big financial blessing that you're being big directed towards a big financial blessing is you'll go somewhere, right? And then randomly the ATM machine starts to malfunction. You walk past it, you're about to use it. Boom, it says out of order. This is a sign that your money frequency is being recalibrated right now, right? And it's being recalibrated for you to receive financial flow in your life. You understand? See, when it comes to like quantum physics and quantum mechanics, when something big is about to happen in your life, when you're shifting timelines, electronics will start to malfunction around you. You can go to a gas station and all of a sudden the pump stopped working. The pump's not going to work, stuff like that. And just malfunction, your cell phone freezes up. All of these different things will start happening when you're shifting timelines. When you are shifting to becoming that financially free version, when you're merging that timeline into this timeline, when that ATM starts to malfunction when you're around, get ready because you are coming into a big financial blessing. Now, this is another positive sign that you being directed towards a big financial blessing is you see advertisements, right? You see flyers, things like that. That's advertising companies, but not just seeing a flyer. They have the color purple in it. The color purple, the color purple itself, it represents that you are shifting towards a royalty wealth mindset. Now, if you have been working on your inner self, if you've been working on your, just creating that abundance mindset, this is a confirmation from the universe that your wealth royalty mindset has been activated and that you are achieving that wealthy mindset. Because, when it comes to a big financial blessing, a big lottery win, you first must have to become wealthy within. Once you become wealthy within, the outer world has to reflect that wealthy version of yourself. That means you are going to collapse that jackpot timeline into this timeline. So when you see that color purple, that represents that you have activated that mindset and that big blessings are about to happen in your life. Now, another sign that you are being directed towards a big financial blessing is seeing mirrors in stores. Sounds simple, right? See, that mirror that you see that's in a department store or that mirror that you see that's in any store or any location where you're at, this represents your future wealthy version is being reflected back to you. You understand? That mirror is like your future self sending you a message telling you this is what it's about to be. We're about to be that wealthy version. You know what I'm saying? That your future self is sending you messages. So that is a very, very positive sign that you are being directed towards a big financial blessing, baby. And like I said, always be aware of your thoughts as much as possible because your mind is going to always tell you, your subconscious mind is always going to let you know when something major is about to happen in your life. But if you're stuck thinking about something you did yesterday or stuck thinking about something that you have to do in the future, you're going to miss this intuition that's going on when you see these different signs or you go through these different signs that I'm mentioning to you in this video. Now, another sign that you are being directed towards a big financial blessing is unexpected packages arrive at your house without you even ordering it, without you even asking anybody for it. It's like the universe is sending you gifts. You understand? Gift cards, different things like that. You know, just recently, not so long ago, I come home, I look in the mailbox randomly, and boom, here's a package for me. I open it up, some tarot cards. You understand? And I didn't even order any tarot cards. They just came to my mailbox. Another time recently, crystals arrived in my mailbox. I didn't order them. You know, so when things like that start happening for you, the universe is sending you abundance. You have to understand this. And, you know, receiving abundance without asking, that's just a confirmation from the universe that big blessings are on the way. See, even when it comes to like playing the lottery, you know, you'll start getting a lot of smaller wins before that big jackpot happens, you know, and it's very important, even if you win $2, to have gratitude, because that $2 is no different from receiving $2 million. It's the same energy. You understand? So gratitude is very, very important to just be on that vibration, because you are broadcasting that frequency that you are ready to receive. You're grateful for receiving, and the universe is going to continue to send gifts your way. The universe is going to continue to send big lottery wins into your life. You know, gratitude. Now, another sign that the universe has been directing you towards a big financial blessing is buses and trucks, the words winner, the words jackpot, the words big money. You know, all of these things you're seeing on, you know, buses and trucks, or just advertisements, billboards. You're just seeing them everywhere. You know, what's going on right here? The universe is imprinting big wins into your subconscious mind. The universe is imprinting jackpots into your subconscious mind. You know, it's like all the time the universe is programming your subconscious mind, prepping you up, getting you ready for this big win that's about to happen in your life. You understand? Like I said, the universe is conspiring. The universe is conspiring to bring this big lottery jackpot in your life, to bring this big lottery win, this big financial blessing. The universe is doing everything in its power to make this reality an experience for you. So you just have to be aware, be open to receive. You know, receiving, being open, that's a whole nother frequency that you need to stay on. You understand? You have to stay in that expecting mode. I'm expecting this big blessing to happen in my life. You understand? Now, another sign that you are being redirected to a big blessing is rain will suddenly come after sunny moments. You know, it's like, it's a cleansing. It's cleansing your limiting beliefs. That's what's going on right now. You know, you have to think about, you know, it also means that you are going to have a big financial windfall that's about to approach in your life. You understand? These signs, don't take these signs lightly, because that's another act of nature. You know, like I said, the universe will use nature to reveal to you that a big financial blessing is about to happen in your life, right? That you're being directed to that moment. You know, you have to always have that clarity. You know, you can't have big blessings come in your life if you got all of these different negative beliefs and limiting beliefs in your mind. You know, the universe will use any way it can to cleanse those limiting beliefs out of your subconscious mind. Because a person that has a scarcity mindset, you know, when it comes to a big blessing, it's not going to happen, because that big blessing will slip right through their fingers. So you have to pay attention to these signs that I'm telling you in this video, and continue to work on your mindset. Continue to create that abundance mindset. Now, another sign that the universe has been sending you, that's been directing you to a big financial blessing, is you look everywhere. All you see is triangles. I mean, more than usual. You understand? You see a triangle over here. You see a triangle over here. You know, triangles represent your manifestation is forming, and it's coming from thought to desire to reality. You understand? And then you have to pay attention to the colors of the triangles, because like I said, colors also have their own representation when it comes to everything that's going on with your manifestation, with your big blessing. So you have to pay attention to this. You know, who sees triangles everywhere just all day? Just here's a triangle, here's a triangle. You know, that's not a coincidence. These are big signs from the universe. And also, like I said, what were you thinking about when you're seeing these triangles? Were you thinking about playing the lottery at a particular store? There you go. The answers are always going to come through you first. You're always going to have that knowledge of what to do next. You know what I'm saying? Now, another one is, I would say, repeating numbers. You understand? And I say this in a lot of my videos. The universe is always going to send you repeating numbers. And also, let's just say you're thinking about, well, if you're thinking about playing the lottery, right? Then you will give off a frequency of wealth. You'll give off a frequency of abundance, so you will see 777s and 888s. A lot of the times when you see repeating numbers, it is like a mirror back from the universe, letting you know what frequency you are on, right? So when you see these repeating numbers, you're going to see them on clocks, phones, on license plates, on receipts, on people's clothes. You know what I'm saying? There are lots of lottery winners who won big jackpots that report seeing 777s and 888s months or maybe even years before they won a big lottery jackpot. They saw repeating numbers in the waking life. They saw repeating numbers in their dreams. The universe will always send you these signs to let you know that it's about to happen. You understand? Now, another sign that the universe has been sending you, that's been directing you towards a big financial blessing, is random envelopes appear, right? Envelopes in your waking life, in your dream life. You have to pay attention to this. You're seeing envelopes everywhere. You go to the store, there's an envelope. You go to the barbershop, to the hair salon, there's an envelope. You understand? See, envelopes themselves, they represent that money news approaching. That good news is approaching, good fortune is approaching in your life, especially like, it's weird to see an envelope in your dream, right? Dreams are always going to be symbolic. It's very important to pay attention to your dreams. Try to remember everything you can out your dreams, because if you are seeing things like envelopes and coins and money and all of these different things in your dreams, lottery wins, future events that's about to happen in your life, have that dream journal, write it down, because the universe will also send you images through your dreams just like that. You understand? Now, another sign that the universe has been sending you, another symbol that you are being directed towards a big financial blessing, is watches and clocks stop around you. That's weird. You were just looking at your clock, your watch, or the clock, and it stopped. It's not working. It's like right now, the divine timing is showing you that divine timing is happening right now. Now just imagine if you were just chilling somewhere like, at an Oscar drug or something where they got the lottery at or something like that, and all the clocks stop, right? That's that time. That's that window that you need to play. That's that window of opportunity right now. I don't care if you got to go up to the cash register and play. I don't care if you're sitting right there at the moment with your phone. Open up that app, play that lottery number right now. Play those games right now. You understand? Because that is that window of opportunity. This is when you need to focus on what you're doing right now. That's the time that you just need to focus on that moment, in that present moment right now, because that's when it's going on right now. Watches stop, clocks stop. Like I said, other things like electronics malfunctioning. These are those glitches. These are those glitches in the matrix, baby. These are those times to play. These are those times that financial abundance is trying to come into your life. Now, another sign that the universe will send you that's directing you towards that big financial blessing is you hear sounds of cash registers outside or even in videos. When you hear these sounds of cash registers, just cash period, money counters and all of that, it's like it's rewiring your brain to accept financial flow, right? The universe is always going to continue to rewire your subconscious mind to receive big blessings in your life. You have to understand this. You just have to take these signs that I'm telling you in this video as confirmation and, just programming to your subconscious mind. That's basically it, And also a big sign that you are being directed towards a big financial blessing, towards a big lottery win, is going somewhere and you see somebody scratching off a scratch-off ticket. You see them scratching it off. What's going on right here is like the universe is imprinting into your subconscious mind with winning imagery. You understand what I'm saying? So, and especially like, let's just say this person is scratching off and then they go check their ticket and they're like, ooh, I won. You know what I'm saying? $100 or $500 or even $1 million. I remember somebody won $1 million in front of me not so long ago. We at the gas station. I think it was a Marathon gas station. And this person, when it scratched off their ticket and boom, and scanned it, $1 million right there in front of me. This was just very recently. When you're about to get a big lottery win or a big financial blessing, the universe will start mirroring other winners right in front of your face. You understand? This is the type of stuff that will happen in your life. So I just wanted to deliver this message to let you know that there are hidden signs and symbols that the universe has been trying to direct you towards a big financial blessing. Don't miss these signs and symbols that I said in this video. And like I said, always be aware of your thoughts. Try your best to be right now in this present moment, because that's when you allow divine timing to take place in your life right now. Not trying to force anything, not attached to anything, just allowing, right? Now, thank you so much for tuning into Millionaire Mindset, where everything happens in divine time by divine design, but you are the divine design. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Comment on this video. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I love you. Peace.